Swell Game, sung by Edward Meeker, Edison Records. Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown through every stew. Casey Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show. But Miss Kate said no. I tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd.
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is October 25th, 2025. I don't know why I wanted to say July 25th right there. That was weird. So, as far as the updates, yesterday I apologize for my anger, my little rants. It is what it is, man. Like, I gotta get out of my current job. They keep writing me up over the stupidest shit, micromanaging. If you didn't watch the episode, this is like my second write-up in a year. I go in, I be as professional as possible. I give my 100%, and it's not good enough. It's just like, I gotta go. It's frustrating. So I'm off today. I'm going to do some podcasts. I'm going to do some job hunting online, which sucks, but it needs to be done because at this point, I'm just avoiding the inevitable, you know? It's nice and chilly and dark and gloomy today. So I kind of dig that. Gonna play some video games. I'm currently playing Treasure Planet. That'll be my next game review as far as Blue Pill episodes. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you want to donate some money, that would help the channel. Helps pay for pens, papers, literature for content and stuff. And honestly, the way my job is looking, I'm gonna need some money anyways, probably. So, as you heard the intro, it's an inside baseball episode, but don't automatically just click off if you're not a content creator. If you don't have a podcast, that doesn't mean that you won't find something useful in this podcast. And honestly, we're going to have enough time that we're going to get into some other subjects that are non-inside baseball. So, first off, I'm going to strip for you all. At Kroger, I got a shirt while I was shopping today. Bigfoot, baby, Bigfoot. It was like $20, but I ain't gonna lie, I have like multiple paranormal shirts. So I have a Flatwoods Monster shirt, I have a Mothman shirt, I have a Men in Black t-shirt. I collect conspiracy shirts, especially like cryptids, paranormal, all that stuff. And I don't have a Bigfoot one, but now I finally do. Believe. And it's Christmas related too, so kind of two birds, one stone, you know? Bigfoot and Christmas. I just wanted to show that off, a little conspiracy show and tell. So let's get on with the show, because this kind of ties in with Kroger. Little segue music for you all. Alright, so while I was at Kroger shopping, and this isn't the first time, but usually when I go in there, it's pretty busy, because I go in there usually before work on a weekday, and it's like, I don't know, like old people rush hour. So today, being the Saturday, I've seen this multiple times. Ad sticks. So the whole Inside Baseball series essentially is, if you're a content creator and or you're wanting to get into podcasting, it's basically my thoughts on what to do. It's me giving advice, and growing together as far as like, how do you get your podcast to grow? Let me plug in the computer because it's dying. Shit like that. So go check that series out if you're interested in getting into podcasting. So, ad sticks. I went to Kroger like several times, and like I said, where it's busy, I didn't want to hold up the line and be taking a picture of an ad stick. But today it was kind of slow. So while I was in line paying for my stuff, I seen the ad stick. And it says like, your ad could be here. Call this number. Visit this website. So I kind of just pulled up a random website. But yeah, it's just a little short segment. So, ad sticks. You could promote your podcast on ad sticks. So I'm going to look into it and see how much it costs. But as an idea to get your podcast, like, you'd get a lot of local listeners for one. And two, it would just help get your name out there. And here's the crazy thing, is I imagine it would probably be like Advista or Vistaprint, sorry, to where you could design your ad on the website. So you could even probably promote your podcast in like other states or maybe even other fucking countries. You know, let's say you're trying to build more of a listenership in Australia or something. You could probably, because I imagine they'd have ad sticks there, you could probably set up ad stick promotions for your podcast over there. Or, you know, I don't know. It's just ideas, man. I'm a maniac. The unique supermarket grocery divider that gets your advertising into the hands of your audience. Ad sticks reach millions of consumers. The checkout placement of ad sticks ensures maximum exposure of your advertising message. Ad sticks deliver impressions to supermarket shoppers by separating groceries in the checkout lane with customer advertising. And I mean, it would be kind of cool too, like, especially where my podcast is a conspiracy podcast. Maybe put like a UFO beaming something up, or a Bigfoot, you know, maybe an Illuminati pyramid or something. And like, to me, if I was grocery shopping, that would immediately catch my eye. Like, why is there a UFO beaming up a cow? Or what's up with this Illuminati eye, you know? And you'd go, what is this? And oh, okay, it's a podcast. You know, put a little QR code, you could scan it. Just an idea, people. Ad sticks can be utilized nationally, regionally, by specific DMA, supermarket chain, zip code, or individual store. The program includes all the ad sticks in the store, generating a billboard effect at the checkout lane, and a tremendous presence in the supermarket environment. Yeah, that's about it as far as the Inside Baseball segment, but I'm going to look into it, see how much it cost. I might call the number because I did take a picture while I was shopping today. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to look into it and put an ad for my podcast out there. So I want to get into this. Alright, a little more segue music. So, you all know that I'm a Florida cracker. I was born and raised in Florida. I spent half my life there, half my life here. So I want to talk about this. This is a little bit older of a news story, but yeah, it flew under my radar. I try to keep up with the current conspiracies, as much as possible. You guys know me. Here this month, I've just not really been keeping up as much as I usually do, just because it's October, and I like to focus the channel on spooky Halloween type stuff during the month of October. Which, by the way, next episode will probably be a spooky Halloween type episode, because I haven't really done one here as much as I can, and October's almost over, and I'm really sad because Halloween's my favorite holiday. I'm real proud of fucking Florida, dude. They keep their shit legit, you know. I don't know. Every time I hear about Florida or see about Florida, unless besides the crazy GTA type stories, when it comes to their government, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of a fan of Ronnie DeSantis. When he first was running for president this last election, so here was my lineup, and this was early on in the presidential race for the last election. Ron DeSantis was going against Trump and Joe Biden. Obviously, Joe Biden was out of the fucking mix. I was never... He sucks. I was actually done with Trump. After he went pro-vaccine, which, if we have time, we'll get into something that happened recently. After he went pro-vaccine, he pissed me off. The whole QAnon shit. I had felt discouraged. For one, I fell for that stupid psyop. Two, it just... Yeah. I was done with Trump. And I voted for him for with the stolen election. So anyways, though, when I first heard DeSantis was running, I'm like, I want DeSantis. And then Vivek Ramaswamy came through, and I started listening to him, and I'm like, I kind of like him better than DeSantis. Because DeSantis was doing some weird totalitarian shit, like, you can't talk shit about Israel, it's illegal in Florida, like some weird shit. And I was like, that's sketchy, you Zionist piece of shit. Then I was on the Vivek Ramaswamy train for a little bit. Then RFK started running, and I've been a fan of RFK for years. And as soon as he started running, I'm like, that's it, I'm gay for RFK. And then he dropped out, sadly. So I'm kind of a fan of DeSantis' work. Some of it, like I said, is totalitarian and evil, and Zionistic. But Florida banned, or moves to ban, fluoride from public drinking water. So the whole fluoride conspiracy, I've talked about it on this channel before. First of all, on a spiritual woo-woo level, if you don't know, it calcifies your pineal gland, which is your third eye, inside your bryon, the pine cone, you know. So there's that aspect of fluoride, why fluoride's not good for you. Second off, the Nazis during World War II, in the Holocaust camps, whatever you believe, I've talked about a little bit about Holocaust denial type of shit on this channel. Go check out my episode, Mecha Hitler. And by the way, I shouldn't even use that word, Holocaust denial, because I don't deny that the Holocaust happened. I just don't think it's as accurate as what we're told. And it's mathematically impossible and incorrect. That's a whole other thing. But anyways, supposedly the Nazis were using fluoride in the drinking water of the Jews in the camps because it keeps you more docile. It calms you down. It makes you more willing to just do what you're told. So here's the weird thing. That's not always a bad thing, though. And hear me out. Playing devil's advocate, that's not always a bad thing. I have noticed that because I'm a crazy person behind the microphone. I've noticed that throughout the years, I've had psychosis twice before. I've been in and out of mental institutions. I've been to jail 3 times. I've had to take BIP, anger management, IOP. I'm a fuck up. And I've noticed that during stressful, crazy times when I feel mentally unwell, I will purposely drink tons of water, knowing that it has fluoride in it, knowing that it will calm me down, knowing that it will make me more docile. I don't see what's wrong with that. And another thing too, if you even want to take it back to the woo-woo level, like, you hear all these like spiritual podcasts and stuff, which, by the way, I'm a very spiritual person, but there was a guest on Tinfoil Hat one time, and they were like, dude, everyone keeps talking about raising your vibration, raise your vibration, ascend, raise your vibration. And she was one of the like very spiritual people who actually was saying the opposite of like, that's a psyop. We're actually supposed to lower our vibration and like kind of calm down, we're not, she was like, some people for one can't handle like awakening your kundalini or you're opening your third eye. And I've thought about that because I ain't gonna lie, dude, I believe my third eye's like wide fucking open, man. I'm able to do weird shit. Like, I'm able to finish people's sentences. I'm able to read people's minds, hear their thoughts, see the future. Now, I'm not over here going on this channel like some prophet, like Kim Clement or something, but I've seen demons, I've seen UFO, I've seen orbs. Yeah. And sometimes it's more of a curse than a blessing. Kind of like the kid from Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense is a perfect movie analogy of it, of like, sometimes you just want to close your third eye. That's why I have Blue Pill podcasts. That's why I have game review episodes and fun, stupid, dumb episodes every now and then. Because it's like, I can't keep doing this every day, all day. It'll drive you fucking nuts. So, that's me playing devil's advocate with fluoride. But it shouldn't be forced in our fucking water, okay? Because, and they say, well, the reason why is because it helps your tooth health. It helps keep your teeth clean, and it makes your teeth stronger. But I'm thinking in my head, isn't that the responsibility of adults? First of all, adulting themselves and taking care of their own teeth. Second off, taking care of their children's teeth. That's like, it's the same thing with like censorship on the internet. Of like, oh, we need to make it to where you got to scan your license to get into a porn site. To protect kids. Or the parents could, I don't know, just be parents and watch what their kids are looking at on the internet. Either cut the internet off or just observe what they're doing on the internet. When I was on the internet, I ain't gonna lie, I was creeping around looking at some weird shit. But my parents would pop in randomly. It's the same concept of leave your door open. Do you remember hearing that when your girlfriend would come over and visit and you all would be sitting on your little couch or bed watching TV? Leave the door open. And your parents would walk by whenever it got too quiet because they knew you were making out. Parent your children. And by the way, take care of yourself. Your teeth is not the responsibility of the government. Your teeth is your own responsibility. I'm losing some of my teeth. You know why? Because I was a punk and I would go weeks without brushing my teeth sometimes. I drank a shit ton of alcohol. Peppermint schnapps is why all of that's gone. Because I would do shots on this side of my mouth and it was just like pure sugar. Yeah. Take care of your own fucking teeth. It's not the government's fucking responsibility. The government is not... People love being governed. Govern me harder, daddy. Govern me harder. They love being told what to do. Florida is poised to ban fluoride from its drinking water under new legislation passed by state lawmakers. The bill now heeds to Republican Governor Ron DeSantis' desk for signature. If signed, Florida would become the second state after Utah. So, Zach, if you're listening, man, I didn't know they banned it over in y'all's part of the country. To ban fluoride from its public water supply, DeSantis has called water fluoridation forced medication, which it is. By the way, fluoride is the main ingredient. And guess which drug? Drum roll. Prozac. You are drinking liquid, small-dosed Prozac every time you drink a glass of water, every time you fix your coffee maker in the morning. You're drinking Prozac. Here's another crazy thing. A little inside baseball. I have a brother who's a nurse, and he told me he worked at like a nursing home for years. And once a month, they would have flushing nights where they would go into the pharmacy, and any drug that was expiring, they would literally just dump it all down the toilets and flush it. That's how they would dispose of their pharmaceuticals. So here's the thing. There's water treatment plants that filter out all the shit and piss. By the way, my mother-in-law, I love her to death. She's like 60 years old or something, and she just now found out earlier this year that we drink poop water. She didn't know that. And we're like, yeah, Mom, you didn't know that the water out of the faucet is poop water? Or your ice cubes that you make are poop ice cubes? She's like, no, that's disgusting. I'm like, yeah. We drink shit and piss water. They filter it out. You know, but we're drinking shit and piss water. Here's the thing, though. Those water treatment plants, and they've even admitted it, they cannot filter out medications. So, flushing drugs down the toilet is like the worst way to fucking dispose of drugs. I don't know what would be a better option. Maybe landfill. You don't want to burn it, because then it'll just go into the clouds and get rained back down on you. Like toxic rain. But anyway, so like, they wonder why men are less masculine, why there's so much struggle with masculinity. It goes back to the whole they're turning the frickin' frogs gay. Of like, you gotta think, man, people are dumping birth control pills down the toilet. Fentanyl, drugs, all different forms, all different kinds of drugs are being flushed down the toilet, and the treatment plants can't filter it out. I've actually drank coffee or water sometimes and been like, I feel weird today, and wondered in my head, did I just like drink some like, did the local nursing home throw a batch of Prozac away, like hundreds of Prozac pills flushed down the toilet? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy shit. So, it is forced medication. His office did not comment on whether DeSantis would sign the measure. Water authorities in states across the United States have added a small amount of fluoride to water supplies for decades, and experts say it has prevented millions of cavities. Why does the government care about my teeth? Why? They don't. They don't care about our teeth. Project Paperclip. The Nazis never lost the war. They just rebranded. NASA. A lot of our medical industry. A lot of our scientists. Florida's Republican-led House of Representatives passed the measure on Tuesday as part of a broader farm bill. The Senate passed the ban earlier in April. Without mentioning fluoride specifically, the legislation would prohibit municipal authorities from adding water quality additives to the water supply. DeSantis administration has already recommended the prohibition of fluoride, with the state surgeon general Joseph Lapato calling water fluoridation public health malpractice, as WUSF has reported. And it is malpractice. By the way, dude, the whole oath, Hippocratic oath, I've heard they're not even made to do that anymore. Now, this could be conspiracy, because I've argued with people in comment sections, but I've heard they don't even make you take the Hippocratic oath anymore, which was basically, I don't know the exact words of it, but it was essentially, I'm going to butcher it, of like, you're supposed to help someone, either try to cure them or aid them, and never do any harm to them. That's the whole point of the Hippocratic oath of doctors and nurses. And I've heard, like I said, I don't know if it's true, it's Conspiracy Corner Podcast, but I've heard they don't even make them do that anymore. Why? Before Trump won the election, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., yeah, boy, now Health and Human Services Secretary, erroneously described fluoride as an industrial waste and said the White House would recommend banning the mineral from drinking water. This is NPR, by the way. Erroneously. Well, how's it erroneous? But they never give the example of how he's wrong. So they can just say he's wrong. Well, how? Who, what, when, where, how? I used to drive teachers nuts in school because I'd say why. Or how do they know that? Abe, stop asking questions. Just learn it for the quiz. Okay. Kennedy, who subscribes to a number of debunked conspiracy theories surrounding health and wellness. What conspiracies are debunked? Where's the evidence? If you make a claim, apply evidence. Kennedy does that. NPR does not, it seems. Also blame the fluoridation of water for a myriad of health problems, including arthritis, bone fractures, bone cancer. So it actually probably doesn't even help your teeth then. That's probably all bullshit. Because your teeth, isn't your teeth considered a bone? Or at least similar to a bone? IQ loss, cultural Marxism. Yuri Bezmenov, the best way to destroy a country is to just like brainwash its youth, make the youth dumb and degenerate. IQ loss. So they want you dumb. Fluoride causes dumbness. Mr. Dumbness. Neurodevelopmental disorders and thyroid disease. I know I have neurodevelopmental disorders. I was special education. But then again, I was a guinea pig for every fucking vaccine out there. Because my mom was obsessed with vaccines. My mom was obsessed with vaccines, dude. And I know it fucked my bryon up. But dentists and other health experts agree that controlled exposure to the mineral is key to preventing tooth decay and holds minimal risk for negative side effects. It's the classic meme of take Prozac, may cause internal bowel bleeding, prolapsed anus, insanity, thoughts of suicide, all these lists of side effects. So here's the list of side effects. Myriad of health problems including arthritis, bone fractures, bone cancer, IQ loss, neurodevelopmental disorders, and thyroid disease. But it helps prevent tooth decay. The risk outweighs the benefit. Come on, people. This is common fucking sense, man. In addition to breakthroughs like vaccines and seatbelts, public water fluoridation is considered one of the greatest public health innovations of the 20th, there's that fluoride, 20th century according to the Centers for CDC. Earlier in April, the HHS, under Kennedy's guidance, announced that it had directed the CDC to reconvene an independent panel of 15, there's choppers, black helicopters, 15 health experts to examine the role fluoride plays in water sources and whether it can be detrimental to public health. So there you have it. It's an older article. I can't find any newer article. Let me know in the comments if you know, did they actually stop fluoridating water in Florida? That would be excellent. Florida's my home. I wish the best for them. I miss Florida a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna send this one out to my group chat. Red Pill Paradigm. He's a Florida cracker like me. And a conspiracy podcast. Go check him out. Shout outs to him. Plus, I've been sending him inside baseball episodes because he's kind of newer to the game, and I like giving ideas and keeping in touch with people. So I have a sticker heading out your way, Old School Dave. Let me know when you get it. It's through snail mail. I love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.